I want to let you know that there is a definitive blueprint that you can follow. Just do these three things. Pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name out your mouth!
In 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
yes,
y'all have been...
In the glitzy world of Hollywood, it's no secret that celebrities often find themselves embroiled in controversies, and sometimes their fellow A-listers are not far behind. Such was the case when Eddie Murphy recently weighed in on the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith controversy, taking a swipe at his longtime colleague during a high-profile event. The incident brought their history to the forefront, with references to a past feud at the Golden Globes. Let's take a closer look at Eddie Murphy's reaction and how his history with Will Smith played a significant role in the ongoing drama. Eddie Murphy, known for his razor-sharp wit and impeccable comedic timing, didn't hold back when asked about the recent uproar surrounding Will Smith's slap of Chris Rock at the Oscars. Speaking at a red carpet event, Murphy couldn't help but voice his opinion on the situation, implying that history has a way of repeating itself, and that he called the couple out ages ago. For those of you who don't remember, Eddie Murphy, a legendary comedic actor and the recipient of a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Golden Globes, had some straightforward yet amusing advice for budding creatives making their way into the film industry. During his acceptance speech, he delivered a memorable set of guidelines to achieve success and longevity, blending humor and wisdom seamlessly. Murphy began with the first piece of advice, saying,
I want to let you know that there is a definitive blueprint that you can follow to achieve success, prosperity, longevity. Just do these three things.
He got the audience's attention right away. He continued, 1.
Pay your taxes.
2.
Mind your business.
And finally, with perfect comedic timing, he delivered his last piece of advice, which was both a punchline and a reference to a recent highly publicized event in Hollywood.
And keep Will Smith's wife's name mouth!
The audience burst into laughter and applause, fully aware of the reference to the 2022 Oscars moment when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after the comedian made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, while Eddie laughed that incident off, he thinks enough is enough and that Jada should stop. Jada Pinkett Smith's book, Worthy, made quite the splash upon its release, not only for its compelling narrative, but also for the candid confessions that left her husband, Will Smith, feeling a tad uncomfortable. As part of her publicity campaign for the book, Jada took part in numerous interviews and didn't shy away from sharing personal and vulnerable stories that shed light on their relationship. Some of these revelations were undoubtedly embarrassing for Will.
I want a media tour of sorts where she aims to embarrass Will Smith just a little bit more each interview she goes on. Jada kicked everything off by saying, oh yeah, me and Will have been together for 7 years. So yeah, the slap of Chris Rock, that happened when we were separated for 5 to 6 years. Now, she's just letting everybody know that her and Tupac were quote unquote soulmates. Yeah, me and Tupac are soulmates, and we definitely have lived past lives together. Very normal thing to say.
The book, Worthy, delved deep into Jada's life, touching on a variety of topics, including her journey towards self-discovery, her experiences with addiction, and her unconventional marriage to Will Smith. Jada's willingness to discuss intimate and challenging aspects of her life resonated with many readers. However, it also exposed certain episodes and dynamics within their relationship that Will had preferred to keep private. For Will, who had always been a guarded figure in the public eye, Jada's unfiltered sharing came as a bit of a shock. Their unconventional relationship had been a subject of fascination and curiosity for many, but this new level of transparency, while brave and empowering, also meant that their private moments and struggles became fodder for public discussion. Jada Pinkett Smith recently shared some personal insights about her relationship with late rapper Tupac Shakur. In a teaser clip for the All the Smoke podcast hosted by Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, she talked about her memoir, Worthy, and her connection with Shakur. You can watch the full podcast episode when it drops on October 19th. Pinkett Smith and Shakur first crossed paths as classmates at the Baltimore School for the Arts in the 1980s. In 1995, Shakur faced legal trouble and spent 8 months in prison on sexual abuse charges. He was released on bail thanks to Suge Knight, the co-founder of Death Row Records. During the podcast, Pinkett Smith opened up about her visits to see Tupac while he was incarcerated on Rikers Island. She even included these moments in her memoir, describing them as some of the most painful experiences she had to relive while writing. She shared how difficult it was to witness his condition and leave him behind, as he was in bad shape. Surprisingly, she also revealed that the All Eyes on Me rapper had proposed to her during one of those visits. So when he asked me to get married, I knew at that time that he needed somebody to do time with him, which I was going to do anyway. You ain't have to marry me to do time. I'm here, Pinkett Smith said. Pinkett Smith said she viewed the proposal as Shakur looking for a support system, and not because he loved her or wanted to get married. I think that for him, he just felt like, okay, if I can tether myself, it'll keep me on a trajectory, she said, noting that the marriage proposal wouldn't have amounted to anything at the end of the day.
Because of our friendship and because of everything we had been through together, he just wanted to feel that solidified foundation, you know.
Pinkett Smith said on the podcast,
because I promise you, he would have married me and divorced me as soon as his ass left jail.
In a recent interview with Rolling Out, Pinkett Smith opened up about her deep connection with Shakur, whom she referred to as her soulmate. However, she candidly admitted that the romantic relationship between them wasn't possible because there was no romantic chemistry. She described their connection as more of a friendship-love chemistry. She went on to share an interesting perspective, saying, "It was almost like God made us that way. He put us together as a dynamic duo, but intentionally made it so we wouldn't become a romantic couple because that wasn't the purpose." While Jada's remarks were made in the context of their unique bond, some fans found it a bit awkward, particularly considering her ongoing challenges with her husband. They thought it might be uncomfortable for Will to hear these comments about her ex-lover and their kisses, etc., while Jada and Will were already dealing with their own issues.
Tupac Shakur and Jada Pinkett Smith were long rumored to have had a romantic relationship, and although that is not very clear, what is clear is that they were friends.
Jada Pinkett Smith's comments about Will Smith were notably different from the heartfelt ways she talked about Tupac. She described her first impression of Will in a more lighthearted and playful manner. She said, "I was like, okay, he's hanging out here, you know, fishing. You know what I mean? Seeing all the pretty girls coming out of the audition room. And I was like, don't talk to me unless you're trying to get me a role." It's clear that her initial interaction with Will had a more casual and humorous tone, which was quite different from the deep connection she shared with Tupac. During an interview with Q's Tom Power about her memoir, Worthy, Jada Pinkett Smith addressed the infamous moment when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars and shared her perspective on what was going through her mind. Pinkett Smith explained, "First of all, I was really confused because, as I talk about in the book, Will and I hadn't referred to each other as husband and wife since 2016. I wasn't there as his wife, even though the world didn't know that because we hadn't been together. I thought, oh, Will's in trouble. Something's not right. Something has gone really awry." She admitted that the incident was so out of character for Will, and she was left feeling perplexed. She had gone to ground herself and pay close attention to what was happening because she was just as confused as everyone else. Pinkett Smith also revealed that, at first, she thought the slap might have been a part of a skit. She mentioned, "Will had been going back and forth backstage all night, and when he first walked up, I thought, oh, did he not tell me that he saw Chris and they're doing this sketch? Oh wow, this is crazy, right?" And Jada Pinkett Smith's recent comments about the heated exchange between Will Smith and Chris Rock at last year's Oscars took many people by surprise, including herself. During an interview with Hoda Kotb on The Today Show, she shared her initial shock and confusion, saying, "First of all, I'm really shocked. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. What is going on right now?" Some fans were upset that she made these remarks, especially given the significant backlash and consequences her husband faced following the incident. Will Smith's actions had drawn significant attention and led to his ban from the Oscars, and many felt that a show of appreciation and support would have been more appropriate in that moment, rather than comments that appeared to bring him down. People were obviously mad at her on Will's behalf. One person wrote online, Notice Will never had the urge to do interviews or write books or expose their relationship. It's always Jada. That's someone that loves you. Imagine you publicly embarrass yourself desperately trying to defend your love, and even after that, she still makes you look stupid. Another added, "Dear ladies, no matter how difficult the relationship is, never embarrass your children's father like the way Jada does to Will." Someone on Twitter said, "Jada Pinkett embarrasses Will Smith every other week and Will just puts on a brave face." One person on Twitter said, "Jada hates Will, and you cannot convince me otherwise. That lady will grab any chance to embarrass Will with both hands." So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week, where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.